Hey guys, welcome to the Real DVD Watchers. This week I'm reviewing a 2008 movie starring Paul Rudd and Seann William Scott and Elizabeth Banks as well. It's called Role Models, and it's a movie about these two guys called Danny and Wheeler, and they work for this company called, I think it's called like Minotaur Energy Drinks, and basically they go around to like schools and colleges and stuff and promote this drink instead of taking drugs. And Paul Rudd's character Danny, he's kind of like stuck in a rut, and he hates life. Well, he doesn't necessarily hate life. He's just really grumpy, and he's always got problems with everyone. He's got this girlfriend played by Elizabeth Banks, and she ends up breaking up with him, and he crashes their truck into this statue of a horse. And instead of going to jail, they're given the option to do so many hours like community service. So they end up joining up with this group, which is kind of one of those groups, I cannot remember what it's called, but basically they're each assigned a child and they have to look after them for a certain amount of hours. It's kind of like a Big Brothery sort of thing. But yeah, so Paul Rudd's character Danny is kind of matched up with this kid called Oggy, I think his name is. I think that's his name. Or I might be thinking of something else. But he's played by Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who is McLovin in Superbad. So, you kind of get a feel of what this character is going to be like, because he is basically a geekier version of McLovin. He kind of is one of those. He takes part in like these role-playing kind of activities where they like hold battles and stuff, and it's quite geeky and funny. If you've seen like The Guild, you'll get a kind of a similar kind of. It's got like a feel to that, except rather than playing it on computers, it's a real life like acted out thing in like parks and stuff. And Seann William Scott's character Wheeler gets assigned a kid called he's this kid called Ronnie, who's played by Bob E.J. Thompson, who is kind of this foul-mouthed, boob-obsessed kid who's just, like, the things that he comes out with are partly why this movie is so hilarious, because he just comes out with this, like, insane stuff. And the whole movie, you kind of can, you're going to know that this is the kind of movie where the characters are going to realise what they're doing wrong in life, and they develop these relationships with the kids that they're looking after. They start off like not getting along very well, and end up coming out of it the other side much better. And even though you know kind of things that are going to happen, it's a really, really enjoyable film, and the characters are just great. I mean, Paul Rudd is, I think whatever he's in, he's really likeable. He kind of plays similar characters, but he's just a really likeable guy. Same goes for Seann William Scott. I always end up liking him in movies, and they work really great as a team, but the focus isn't necessarily on their friendship as much as it is their own relationship with the kids that they have to look after. Like I said, there's the whole role-playing thing, and that, at first, I was kind of like, okay, that's quite good, but the actual, the thing that it builds up to at the end of the movie is just amazing. It's got a really great ending to this film. It kind of all builds up to this big climax, I guess. There's a lot of jokes that are laid down early on, which are all referenced to at the end, which I thought was brilliant. One thing that I kind of didn't realise was like a big part of the movie is, well, no, I'm not going to say it, because actually it was quite a nice surprise that they walk out and this happens. It was really great, but if you've seen the movie, you might know what I mean in terms of the costumes that they wear at the end of the film, because I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, it's a really, really good comedy movie. I wasn't expecting to like it, to be honest. My sister actually was the one that made me watch this movie. She'd been on about it for a while, and I decided to go out and watch it, and I really did like it. It was very funny. Paul Rudd is probably the funnier character out of him and Seann William Scott. I do like Seann William Scott, but like I said, Paul Rudd is so likeable, and he has some really funny lines in this. The kid Bobby J. Thompson, who's been in a few movies, and I think he plays similar characters in all of them, but he is just really funny. And the fact that he comes out with all this language is just insane. I don't know how old he is. He can't be that old. Although he's probably one of those actors that like looks a lot younger than he actually is. He's probably like a teenager or something, but he still looks about 10. But he is very funny. There's not really much to say about this movie other than it is very funny. I really enjoyed it. It's got a good story. It's got a very good ending. I think this movie, when it came to the building up to the end, I was kind of not sure whether I liked it that much, but the end really did do it for me. I really did like it, and it does have some great set pieces in it. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it, really. I mean, short review, but it is a good movie. So yeah, Role Models, 2008, stars Seann William Scott and Paul Rudd. Give it a go. Give it a rental. Just something. It's a really funny film. So yeah. thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.